Demeter was born into a universe where existence itself was fragile and constantly threatened by annihilation. As the daughter of Cronus and Rhea, she inherited a cosmos shaped by fear, consumption, and the violent suppression of potential. Like her siblings, she was swallowed by her father, reduced to silence before her essence could unfold. This early erasure engraved into her being the knowledge that life survives only through persistence. When Zeus shattered Cronus' dominion and released the Olympians, Demeter returned not as a conqueror but as a witness. The memory of confinement lingered within her, shaping restraint rather than ambition. She did not compete for supremacy among gods of thunder or flame. Her gaze turned downward, toward the fragile surface where life struggled to endure. Demeter claimed dominion over the living earth, not as territory but as process. Soil, grain, roots, and seasons fell under her influence. Her authority did not manifest through command, but through inevitability. Growth obeyed her without resistance. Unlike gods who ruled through fear, thunder, or visible domination, Demeter ruled through dependence woven into daily existence. Mortals did not pray to her for victory or protection in war, but for the continuation of life itself. Every field tilled, every seed buried, and every harvest awaited depended on her unseen approval. Her power manifested not through spectacle, but through the quiet certainty that survival could be granted or withdrawn. Demeter's divine identity deepened profoundly through motherhood, a bond that reshaped her purpose. Persephone represented more than a daughter. She embodied renewal, innocence, and the uninterrupted future of the living world. In Persephone, Demeter saw life unscarred by cosmic cruelty. Protection of this fragile continuity became her sacred duty. The moment Persephone was taken into the underworld, Demeter's internal order fractured completely. This loss was not an abstract injustice, but an intimate wound that severed her connection to rhythm and balance. Grief overwhelmed function, replacing growth with emptiness. The earth itself responded to her sorrow. Demeter did not strike out in immediate anger, nor did she pursue vengeance with fire or weapon. She withdrew her life-giving essence from the earth, letting absence itself communicate the weight of her sorrow. Rivers slowed, trees withered, and fields turned to dust as if the world itself mirrored her internal collapse. Every living creature felt her withdrawal, from the smallest sprout to the mightiest beast, and famine became a tangible expression of her grief. The silence she imposed was not empty, but densely charged with consequence. Without her blessing, seeds could not germinate, livestock faltered, and mortals starved under skies that would no longer yield bounty. Even the most powerful gods watched helplessly, for her grief had become a force as unavoidable as gravity. Her absence reshaped not only the land, but the order of the cosmos, demonstrating that the sustenance of life depended entirely on her will. Demeter wandered among mortals, concealed in plain sight, observing the suffering her absence had wrought. She saw children cry for bread, farmers collapse in despair, and villages slowly empty as hunger spread. Their anguish did not comfort her, but deepened the enormity of her sorrow. Compassion became a mirror reflecting her own pain, a relentless reminder that even the divine could suffer through empathy. Zeus, recognizing the danger of total deprivation, intervened not out of mercy but necessity. A world without harvest threatened to destabilize both mortal civilization and divine order. The balance of Olympus itself teetered under the weight of Demeter's grief. Sorrow had become a force beyond negotiation, capable of reshaping the cosmos itself. The compromise that followed forged new rules for existence. Persephone would spend part of the year with Hades in the underworld and the rest upon the living earth. Life would blossom, fade, and return with measured precision. Loss was transformed into a cycle, and grief became a rhythm embedded in time. From this division, the seasons themselves took shape. Spring and summer became moments of reunion and abundance, when joy and growth returned with force. Autumn and winter reflected absence, restraint, and the quiet pain of parting. Demeter's sorrow was transmuted into a cosmic cadence, where every living thing participated in her grief and her mercy. Yet memory of loss never faded from her consciousness. Each winter carried a shadow, reminding the world of absence even in the presence of future growth. Fertility returned under her watchful eye, but always tinged with the awareness of impermanence. Every seed that sprouted and every fruit that ripened bore the weight of remembrance. Demeter punished not through sudden wrath or destruction, but through deliberate withholding. She withdrew sustenance from lands, livestock, and mortals who disrespected the natural order. Her authority was subtle yet absolute, teaching through deprivation rather than chaos. Absence became her weapon, silence her instrument of power, and famine her message to the world. To mortals, she appeared as both nurturer and stern guardian. Those who honored the earth and its cycles received abundance in return. Those who ignored or defiled it faced hunger, scarcity, and suffering. Balance demanded reverence, and her justice was patient, inexorable, and impartial. The Eleusinian mysteries embodied her philosophy of life, death, and renewal. Initiates learned that descent and suffering precede growth and rebirth. Death was not opposition to life, but its prerequisite. These sacred teachings transformed human understanding, revealing the connection between mortality and divine order. Demeter taught that nourishment itself is sacred, not merely a material necessity. Eating became an act of communion, a recognition of cosmic order. Agriculture became ritualized. Each seed planted a prayer, each harvest a celebration. Through these acts, mortals participated in the cycles that defined both life and divinity. Unlike Aphrodite, she did not wield desire, and unlike Hera, she did not govern law or command. Her authority was steady, invisible, yet omnipresent, flowing through the land, soil, and seasons. Constancy and patience were her tools, endurance her hallmark. Where others disrupted, she sustained. Women, in particular, found in Demeter a mirror of their own resilience. Birth, labor, and care reflected her essence. Effort was sacred, persistence divine. In every act of nurturing, humans participated in her power. Her rule was not coercive, it was indispensable. No life could escape her influence, and even the gods could not act without regard to her domain. Existence bowed to her patience, and every living being relied on her grace. Silence and constancy were her instruments of governance. Through agriculture, she transformed humanity itself, turning wandering nomads into settled societies. Chaos yielded to structure, uncertainty to predictability. Villages grew into cities, sustenance into surplus. Civilization was built upon the rhythm of her generosity and the patience of her care. Demeter never promised abundance without effort, nor growth without respect for cycles. Patience, timing, and attention to natural law governed her favor. To force the earth was to defy her. To ignore rhythm was to court famine. Life itself was bound to her principles. She embodies the eternal truth that nothing living is permanent. Flourishing and decay exist inseparably, intertwined like root and branch, soil and seed. Love contains loss, joy mirrors sorrow, and vitality carries the shadow of mortality. Continuity survives only through acceptance of impermanence. As long as seeds fall into darkness and rise again, Demeter endures. She is not passion, conquest, nor fleeting emotion. She is sustenance made divine, the invisible hand that sustains all life. Through her, the cycle of growth, decay, and renewal continues without end, and the world survives despite grief and absence. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, and share your impressions of the video.